I'm getting ready to go to the gym and I feel compelled to tell anyone who's living in a narcissistic household or controlling household this story. When I was 22 years old, I had graduated college, I was living at home, and I started getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. And I hit a stride because it's not easy to do that, but I was going day after day after day. To which my narcissistic parents sat me down and told me that it made them feel uncomfortable and unsafe that I was going out and working out at 5 o'clock in the morning. Even trying to sell me some bullshit story about how some girl was jogging and a log fell on her head and she died. Which I don't know what the fuck that had to do with me being in a gym facility at 5 o'clock in the morning with other people. But I'm telling you this to say, you need to get away from these people who try to exercise this amount of control over your life and impede you from bettering yourself, from trying new things, and from being able to make simple decisions. Because it's going to cause you to second guess your ability to make your own decisions in life. Trust me. Get out. So I'm sitting here thinking my thoughts about how we were all raised by narcissistic sociopaths who control us with resources. No, really, like white parents do it from a lens of abundance, right? Most of them. Like, if you want access to these monies and these resources, let me control your life. You have to be my pseudo spouse, etc., etc. Black parents do it from a mindset of lack. Do you know how hard I work to get this for you? Feel bad for me, feel bad for me. Take care of me for the rest of your life. If you don't pull money together to buy me an expensive purse, you don't love me, type of shit. And then you have Asian parents or Asian families, and I mean Asian like across the board, who I feel like do it with resources, but in a different way, because one of the biggest resources I feel, it's my observation of Asian communities, is community. So not only will you get cut off, but you'll get cut off from everyone and all of us. You feel me? Like, so we're always hyper-focused on why black men choose to date white women, what it means about how they feel about their mother wounds and stuff like that. Right? But when are we going to talk about the white boys who seek out black and brown women because they are in search of a soulfulness and a warmth that they did not receive at home? What does that say about their mothers? I'm gonna leave this with y'all. And see, that's what it is. Because we sit back and criticize black moms and black fathers in particular, for their absence, as if white people didn't rip them out of their homes. Black mothers, because of what they had to do to survive, making them maybe less accessible emotionally to their children. But what about the white family structure that we sit back and idolize, that is broken, with parents inside the home who are still producing children, who are seeking out partners who want them to be nothing like them? So it's happening again, thoughts that I'm thinking. And I've realized that because trauma, I have developed a personality trait where, like, I am telling you everything about me and nothing at all at the exact same time. Like, I've realized I've perfected a way of telling anyone, like in my personal life, what's going on with me without telling them what's going on with me. And there is literally so much that I don't tell. You would think I was a Scorpio or some shit. Like, no, but it's like, does this happen to anybody else? Like, there's so much people who are so close to me don't know. But they know everything.
This is what happens when a child grows up without a father.
Yo, men will really deflect responsibility at the skill level of an Olympian, because like this Stitcher, I too have been accosted by the father that actually raised me, with a ludicrous statement saying that I act like I have daddy issues and they had no idea where it came from because it couldn't have came from them. Sir, you my only daddy. You raised me. Where could this have come from? Do y'all ever just sit back and think about all the things that were for kids that you couldn't do as a kid? Like, I couldn't do fake tattoos. Why? It's fake. Couldn't do them. Couldn't make my hair different colors. I'm a kid. Okay? I couldn't be Joe Josh Siwa and this bitch. Like, couldn't do that. Like, and these things to me are for kids. Like, I'm just not following why I couldn't do so many things. Like, what were you saving me from because I couldn't have a fake tattoo? What was there to be afraid of with the fake tattoo? Like, I just want to know. I don't care what man it is that I get into a relationship with next. That man's mother has one time, and I mean one time, to establish a proper relationship with me. If she fucks it up, that was her only time. And I'm going to tell you why. These women have had 20 to 30 years of conditioning to believe that they can be a shitty ass person and get chance after chance after chance after chance. And I'm going to just leave this here as proof that these bitches get one fucking time. Come correct if you want to see these grandkids. Come correct if you want to invite to the holidays. Because, bitch, when I tell you, I can hold a grudge with a smile. I will do it because I see who you are. When I make videos talking about Generation Z being susceptible to a lot of negativity because their brains are not fully developed, and I get these rebuttals from millennials about how stop pitting the generations against each other, I just need to say this. If you did not study the prefrontal cortex, if you didn't get a master's degree in studying people from the ages of 18 to 24, don't at me, because I did. I was a college administrator, and I'm very, very clear that this part, 18 to 24 years old, that part of your life and your brain development is critical. And you being vulnerable in that space is real. Why do you think so many kids go to college and have mental breakdowns? I literally saw a kid, trigger warning, unalive himself in broad daylight in front of my own eyes on a college campus as an administrator. If you don't know how to help this generation, just shut the fuck up. Period. Hi, my love. And I don't care if this is just me and you talking, because we're going to go through this together. But we're going to talk about why life sucks so hard between 18 and 24 years old, or at least it feels like it does, right? So let's start from the beginning. At 18. Up until that point in your life, virtually most things have been decided for you, whether you liked it or not. Where you lived, where you went to school, who you went to school with, the values with which you were raised on, etc. And then you have that coupled with the pressures of society, and that's what you go out into the world with in your first steps of adulthood. And then, like I said before, your prefrontal cortex is still being developed. And why does that matter? Well, let's look. Above are the primary functions of your prefrontal cortex: reasoning, problem solving, comprehension, impulse control, creativity, perseverance. So at 18 years old, you are thrust into adulthood for the first time. You're being told that you have to make decisions that are supposedly going to impact the rest of your life. You are trying to reconcile the beliefs you were given with the ones that you are creating on your own and trying to understand the difference. And you are literally trying to harness your self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is basically your belief in yourself that you can set a goal and accomplish that goal. So self-efficacy is your belief in yourself that you can set a goal and then accomplish that goal. And so that's something that during that time of your life, you are really finding out for yourself. Well, it becomes quite difficult when you get into this space of being in crossroads with the foundations you were given and the ones that you wish to create, coupled with an inability to do these things at your highest potential because that part of your brain is not finished being developed. So there are a lot of emotional, mental, social, and societal pressures that are happening to you at this point in your life. And you're at an extremely fragile state whilst it's all happening. And you're also being expected to succeed and perform well through all of these things. Gosh, when I say that out loud, I'm like, it's so obvious why it's such a frustrating time in life. Because how can you do all of that without this full development and not struggle? This is why you see a lot of mental health issues starting to take shape in young people during this time. Part 2? Question mark? Let me know if you think. Turning 18 or whatever age that you finish high school or legally become an adult is somewhat of a form of trauma. We've established that it's the stage where you're either having to decide to go to college or to go straight to work, or being unable to make that decision for a myriad of reasons: lack of resources, motivation, clarity. All of these things happening while your brain is still developing. But one thing overall is clear for anyone in this position. Do I believe I can accomplish fill in the blank? Your belief in your own ability is a very unique belief. It's not your perception of yourself, although it may play a part in that. It's not your perception of your self-worth or your self-esteem. It's your belief in your ability. You're also in this stage, and you may not even have looked at your previous trauma before getting to this place. So the trauma of this experience is what oftentimes triggers mental health issues to come out more. Why? Because it's kind of hard to believe you can do something when you're battling anxiety and depression that hasn't been addressed. So then what are some ways we can figure out if we can believe in our ability? First of all, no, you have not. You haven't failed at anything. In fact, what you have done is introduce the third lesson. Because in order for you to figure out if you have the ability to accomplish things, you actually have to try to accomplish things. And so by actually trying things, you are one step closer to mastery in some degree. But it doesn't mean that the thing that you try is the thing that you are meant to master. Does that make sense? Like, I tried a lot of shit. I tried to be a nursing major. I fucking hate science. I had an entire career before I came on the internet to babble at you in order for me to have this material to tell you right now. The thing is that no one tells you is that you don't have to master anything right now. All you have to do is try things. But I think what is uniquely difficult for your generation is because so many of you have realized that a regular 9-to-5 lifestyle may not be something that you want. There are a lot of discouraging things happening in your environment that are making you question if there's a path forward, because we haven't actually seen a path forward from some of these things. We don't know what it looks like to not work our lives away. And that's something that many of you are seeking. So the first thing you need to do when you're trying to master things is go into it with the intention of just trying and not succeeding to an end, because you never know where it might lead you. For me, it led me here, to you. If you were to ask a daughter, is your father a piece of shit? And we know from the depths of our uterus that he is in fact a piece of shit, we will tell you, hell fucking yeah. Fuck him. But why is it that when you ask a son, is your mother a bitch? It's, well, she, but you know she a bitch. Why is that so hard for some of y'all? Because for us, it's real easy. Ask us about our moms, too. We'll tell you.
Most mistreated child always becomes the most dependable. And I mean, I know.
Her video was very good talking about Black moms and their daughters. But I just want to say, because I have a lot of people finding my narcissist and toxic parent content. And I want to say this about being the most mistreated child. Be so grateful that you are the scapegoat. Be so grateful that you are the black sheep. It is the cheat code. Okay? It is the cheat code. It's what's going to get you out of this. We become dependable because we didn't have a choice. But baby, when you get older, you're going to be glad. You're going to be happy. I know you're hurting right now. But please know that you being the black sheep, you being the one that everyone mistreated, your glow up is coming.